Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, firstly, I would like to begin by asking you, how do you believe that such conferences add to the discussion and the ability to run the discourse around data management and digital rights?
Wow. I think this is not the only way, but one of the most important ways of conveying the faculty's point of view to a larger audience, not only sitting out there in the hall, but also many of these conferences are recorded and then put on the net, and people who have interest in that particular topic being discussed should surely be able to come to listen to your views, which may not be the best view or the only view, but still, it's a point of view. There is nothing right, nothing wrong, if I may say that. So I think, it's a great way of interacting with other, networking, meeting young people, because it's very important for different age groups to understand what the other age group is thinking. So yes, very important.
Thank you so much, sir. So now delving into one of the things you mentioned in the talk itself was the lack of there being an ethics chapter in the current curriculum. And as the younger generation gets into the medical field, what according to you is the importance of the ethics chapter? And as the newer generation gets into practice, why do you think it is important with the growing digital interference in the medical field?
Yeah, very good question. I think there's no easy answer to give there, but imagine, going through your medical schooling, postgraduate medical schooling, the doctor, the family would have spent crores, right? So they have spent so much money. The first thing they expect their son or daughter to do is to make that amount of money very quickly. Now, there's no, traditionally doctors have not been into making money. The whole idea of doctor is to serve humanity, serve society, and make money enough so that your family is reasonably well fed. They've got a roof on their top and go to good schools. That is the whole idea. But obviously, doctors are also saying that their engineer friends, their tech friends have gone ahead so much that things have changed in medicine, have changed in the way doctors think. There's been a lot of innovation in medicine. People have access to technology, healthcare, which is AI-driven, robotics. Everybody wants the best that there is in healthcare. So I think there are always two sides of the coin. The patient is more demanding, and then the doctor is also more asking. So the more society gets complex, the more complex that question gets. But ultimately, ethics, what we have been taught as surgeons is a good surgeon is somebody who knows when not to operate, right? Here, with the I can just give whatever's come to my head. I see medical reports, MRI reports, which say, in a standard, possibly AI written, that you have a grade 2 tear of the ACL, which is a cruciate ligament in the knee, or a grade 2 tear of the meniscus. Now, this is a big opportunity for the doctor who's not particularly well versed in ethics to say, you've got a tear. I think we've got to go in and do the arthroscopy and repair that. Otherwise, you'll have such and such problems. Now, what does the patient know? Doesn't know much. So he or she may succumb to it. On the other hand, we know that you can leave these tears alone. We know that you don't need any specific. Just give it time, it'll heal up. So all these things are there in ethics. When you ask such questions, you can question the doctor. You can question the patient also, because the patient has now access to different types of doctors. They are easily available. You pay 500 rupees, you go and see a doctor. So they get multiple opinions and they get confused. So I think, the question of ethics, of course, still stands very tall. Everybody should practice ethics. Deep in their heart, they should know when to treat a patient for what, when to investigate, when not to investigate. But occasionally, we are human. We might miss something. If you miss something, you are accountable. You're liable, right? So patient would have said, why didn't you investigate me? Things like that. So there are both sides of the coin.
Thank you, sir. Another question I wanted to ask was in context to how much do you believe that indigenous practices could come into the mainstream healthcare, and how we could inculcate that as the younger generation growingly looks towards the West for inspiration.
You're asking very good questions, actually. I think I commend you for that. So if you take the Aborigines in Australia, they have such deep knowledge of the plants around them, the fauna around them, that they can, manage their own health problems using natural resources, Similarly in the Amazon, similarly in communities that are not yet aware of what digital era is, they're managing, and they're healthy people, and they're intelligent people. You come to the West and developing countries, it's a completely different story. People don't want these things anymore. And what is interesting is that people from the West are looking to India to come and, for traditional medicine, whereas we are looking to Europe and US for, their kind of medicine, the allopathic medicine. I think there is place for both. A lot of the conditions that humans suffer from don't really need any particular medicine or anything like that. I think a good doctor should be able to figure that out. A lot of the patient's problems are alleviated after leaving the doctor's clinic, providing they've had a good consultation, and a lot of what I see is essentially patients have some panic about something that they have. They have looked up ChatGPT or Google or Gemini or whatever there is in the market, and they've got this big question: do I have this? Do I have that? So they want to go and see a doctor. A good doctor would be able to then sort of figure that out, that there's nothing wrong with you, but if they might want themselves to be investigated. They ask for MRI scans, they ask for x-rays. So I think that is one side of the story. But if you practice good traditional medicine, like a good physician, even as surgeons, we are doctors first. You don't have to get into allopathic medicine. You just have to say that, okay, I think, I understand your problem. I don't think you need to worry about it. A lot of it is mind over matter. And so, yes, traditional medicine, classic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine is all about, homeopathic. A lot of it is also mind over matter. It's how doctor conveys. He might convince you that you've got nothing grossly wrong, but I think I'll give you this so that your treatment is complete. And that drug or that supplement may not be anything. It just acts like a, forget the word, but the use, but it acts like, it's complete, to complete the treatment, for example. So the patient goes home happy, and he's better within no time. So I think that kind of partially answers your question, but I think that's the way we are heading.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your insights.